How to play the Najdorf Sicilian like the goat of the black pieces, Garry Kasparov himself. This is a game between two of the best in the chess history. Player of the white pieces is none other than the great Judit Polgar, the best female chess player forever and ever. And the player of the black pieces is perhaps the goat of chess, Garry Kasparov. This game has been played in 2006. It's a blitz game between the best female chess player ever and the best male chess player ever. And let's go and enjoy this marvelous and wonderful Najdorf chess game. And please like the video for giving me more energy and encouraging me to create more videos like this. So let's see how we play against the English attack in Najdorf Sicilian. In this game, Judit Polgar, with the rating of 27-10, kicked off with pawn to e4, the king pawn move, and Garry Kasparov, with the rating of 28-12, responded with the Sicilian defense. Knight to f3, Judith brings her knight to the game. d6, controlling the center. d4, we have the open Sicilian. C takes d4, knight takes d4, and here we go to the Najdorf variation, the line that mainly championed by Garry Kasparov and Bobby Fischer, two of the best in the history of the chess game. And in this game, Judit Polgar responded with the English attack with bishop to e3. And Garry played e6. This is how Garry usually plays these lines. He's a classical player, and before Najdorf, he used to play Scheveningen, and he has a lot of experience in Scheveningen, and he loves to play these Scheveningen style games against the English attack. e6, and here we go, pawn to f3 and pawn to b5. Black starts the attack at first because he thinks that if I start the attack and I can put pressure on the black and the white army on the queen side, and then white might hesitate to go castle on the king and the queen side, and I might be the first one to attack. So b5 is a very useful move, and here we have queen to d2 and knight to d7. And after this, Judit Polgar plays g4. If you remember in the previous video of the Sicilian series, we saw that Jose Martinez in Title Tuesday played the exact same line against the other goat of the chess game, Magnus Carlsen. And in that game, Magnus Carlsen responded with a3 to prevent any kind of b4. And in that game, I told you that Jose Martinez was inspired by Garry Kasparov. And I was talking about these games and other games like this. So in this game, but Polgar was an attacking player. He was not considering Garry's attacks so seriously, so she just played pawn to g4. And here it comes. Knight to b6. This is the maneuver that black wants to play. He wants to vacate the d7 square for the knight, and then he wants to bring all of his pieces to the queen side and attack white king there. So Judith plays queen to f2, and she attacks this b6 knight. She wants to play knight takes e6, and Garry simply plays knight to d7. With this move, he protects the knight, and also if white pushes these pawns on the king side, then there is no target to attack, and black is very fast on the queen side. Let's see. Castle, bishop to b7. Black is ready to play rook c8, and look carefully in this position. Garry didn't play bishop to e7 because it's a waste of time. You need to start the attack as fast as possible. Here Judith plays knight to b3, which is not a good move, to be honest, and maybe bishop d3, maybe king b1 was better, but already here I prefer black because rook c8 is coming, and there are very, very dangerous attack for black, which I will show you some of them in the next few moves. In the game, Judith plays knight b3. I personally think that it was to play knight a5, and perhaps with this move, she doesn't consider this rook c8 so much carefully. Maybe it's because of just a blitz game, or she had other things in mind, I don't know. But after rook c8, knight a5 is nothing because we just play bishop a8, and this knight is just ridiculous on the a5 square, and black is completely better. But here Judith played a very strange move. She just took on b5. We know that Judith was a very strong attacking player, one of the best attacking player of all time in chess. And this is a blitz game. and she's playing against Garry. Perhaps she just wants to make things complicated. But already here she's in trouble. Look, if she plays king b1 here, then rook takes c3, perhaps black is winning. And then now we play knight a4. And if you play bishop d2, the other knight comes to b6. And this is dangerous. Like if g5, we play queen c7, h4, and we play d5. And look at this position. Black is playing bishop a3. Black is controlling everything. And what are these rook is doing in this game? Knight is coming to c4. I don't know. Black even can castle and bring the other rook to c8. And believe it or not, this position is like -1 for black. So this is a very deep preparation by Garry Kasparov in those years. I mean, he was completely aware of these positions, and maybe Polgar was aware of something like rook takes c3 is very dangerous, and she thought, okay, what can I do here? He's going to just take on c3. If I play knight d2, okay, then he plays knight c4, and what is this? I mean, if I play this, he plays e5, and maybe even d5. If I take maybe something like, even computers suggest queen b6, and it says that this endgame is fantastic for black. I mean, like minus 0.6, something like this. But black is in good shape here. Black is in good shape, and after rook c8, Judith just decided to take the initiative and took on b5. And let's see how Garry defends, because now black has, it seems that it's nothing, but okay, bishop takes b6 is coming. And in some positions, knight c5 might come, and there are some threats, so black should be careful. But okay, bishop c6, just a very simple move. Bishop goes back, and now Garry decides to play bishop b7. Now it's time. Now I'm going to castle. Just simple as like this. So bishop b7, and here f4. So it's a blitz game. Maybe Judith just wanted to have fun and play attacking chess the way that she wants to play chess. And here Garry just simply castle. g5. If white is allowed to play f5, h4, h5, then she has the initiative, and black doesn't have a lot of attack. But look, it's not just about the piece. Look at this highways against the white king, and here Kasparov just played bishop a4. Even d5 was d5, knight a4. Every move is good, but bishop a4, good move. King b1 and knight to c4. Black uses his advantage to attack white king. e5, and here Garry just decided to exchange everything. Here d takes e5 was also very good, but perhaps he was just considering to close the game, like d5, I'm going to close everything and I'm going to just win this game. What can be more natural than this? And this is completely okay. It's like -2. h4, and here queen a5 comes. h5, and here knight to c5 comes. f5, this is a mistake. Here Judith should have played bishop to c2. With this move, if rook a8 played, then she can play a4, and then she has some attacks with f5, h6, g6, these kind of stuffs. And okay, still knight a6 with the idea of knight b4. Black is completely better, or maybe better to say it's winning, but it was a better resistance for the white pieces. But she just played f5. She says, okay, I'm just going to checkmate you, but Garry played rook a8. Now I'm going to checkmate you, dear Judith, and she plays a4, and here Kasparov says, you know what, I'm just going to suck back the piece and you're going to be checkmated. If you take, queen takes a4. If you don't believe me, like something like f6, queen here, check, rook c8, check. And these kind of kings are very easy to be checkmated in chess. Like even computers suggest something like queen g2, bishop b4 is a very big threat. We should play careful. If we play here, maybe king f1. I mean, this is still winning. Rook a2, still winning, completely winning. So in this position, after this kind of stuff, after knight takes a4, okay, Judith decided to play f6. She says, okay, either I'm going to checkmate you or I'm going to be checkmated. He played knight c3 check. If you take, queen a2 is mate, so not possible. Comes here, and rook f8, just calmly plays rook f8. Now there are lots of discover attacks. Rook to a1 to prevent many of them. And can you guess the winning move in this position? There are lots of winning moves, lots of ideas, but Garry just decided to be practical, and he chose the best line, knight to d1 check. A discover attack against the king, and if you take with king, then queen takes a1. This is why we love Najdorf, because it has lots of complications and lots of dynamic in chess. Already in the move, let's go back into the game. Like after these moves, These are completely natural moves. G4, knight to b6. I mean, maybe queen f2 is not the best move. Maybe here in these positions, white should change the strategy and play something like a4 and she in this game, or he in other games, should decide to change the course of the game by going to attack this queen side. Like a4 is suggested by engines, and after this rook takes a4, bishop b7. This might and this reminds me of a game by Kasparov, like just allow me to play a move here. For example, g5. There was a game between Kasparov and Shirov that Kasparov, I mean, this is not the position, I know, here knight takes e6, but in that game he just sacrificed an exchange, and he used this bad knight. I guess it was in Saveshnikov. But this game, no, this is not possible. But black and white can play queen b4 like, and then yeah, these positions, even engine says that white is better. So this is a better idea. But to just go for checkmate and like this, because black is very fast in the attack. After knight d7, if you castle bishop b7. Here already I don't know. Engine says bishop d3, but then rook c8. You should play knight e2. Rook takes c3 is a threat. Look, if you play king b1, rook takes c3. I mean, you can be very, very worse in this position. Knight a4 coming, bishop a3 coming. Just remember this strategy by black. Queen to c7, castle, everything is coming, and black is in perfect shape. So engine suggests knight d2 to just prevent rook takes c3, but then we can play d5. Okay, e5 is a move that can be very, very interesting. Knight takes e5, knight takes e6, lots of things to discover. Maybe at the end it's an equal position, balanced position, but I don't know. In the game after knight b3, rook c8, I already think that black is much better. And after this, just a very simple defense, castle, and we can see that Garry just simply exchanges some pieces, and then he come back to checkmating the white king, and here the game finished. After knight d1, actually Judith resigned this game. I hope you enjoyed this game and you learned a lot of things by Najdorf. If you have some Najdorf games, memorable games in Najdorf, please write down in the comments those games which you want me to cover them, or other games in other variations, especially by Garry Kasparov and some of Najdorf legends. In later videos, I might show you some games by Alireza Firouzja in Najdorf Sicilian by the black pieces, and other players as well. Please support the videos to encourage me to create more videos and to share the joy of chess with you. Enjoy chess and life.